What's up, guys? It's Nate with TxtFlo here to show you a quick crash course of the software. So let's get right into it. When you pull up your account, first off, you're just going to be routed right here to the home page. Some of this might look a little bit different as this is just a new demo account. So some of the data and other things that you're probably going to see aren't in here yet. So under the campaign section, this is probably where you'll spend the bulk of your time. There's kind of a sub-menu here with 4 icons. The dashboard is where you're going to see a summary of everything that's happened so far within a campaign. Once you add more than just the one campaign, which I've already created the marketing list campaign, they'll all show up underneath. You'll have your whole campaign list here. So you can sort and filter those by date ranges there. And that'll give you a pretty good breakdown of exactly what's happening and how effective your marketing efforts are at this point. So as you see up here, the campaign paused. We'll cover that in just a minute. But as far as the dashboard section, pretty straightforward, pretty self-explanatory, nothing too crazy, but it is really effective if you're going to actually see how things are going and how you're doing. So next one over here is messages. Once you sent out some text messages, people respond back. That's when they show up here is once they start replying and you actually hear back from your customers. There's just 3 categories under here. If you want to see all the messages, obviously you click all. You have the ability to close them. We treat them kind of like tickets in an email ticketing system. So you can assign them, you can close them. You have several capabilities there. Once they're assigned, they'll actually show up right here in this inbox, and this is kind of a personal inbox for you here. So otherwise, the messages section is for basically anybody in your organization to access and be able to look at there. Once they're assigned, they'll go to individual users' inbox. Okay, the next one is the workflows section. This is where you add campaigns. This is where you then add the workflow over here. I haven't done the actual workflow yet. That'll be a separate video. But any new campaigns and new workflows is all done right through here. And then we'll just go ahead and do this so you can see it. We'll just do an initial SMS message as the workflow goes there, and then you start adding the steps in your workflow. And this is where you actually get into the body of your text messages right here. So we got your emojis there. So really, really cool stuff, a lot of capabilities. I would say for new users, you're probably only going to use a single workflow per campaign. Once you go above and beyond a single workflow for a campaign, that's kind of an advanced feature, advanced user level that most people probably won't have to worry about. So the next one here is your manage section. Pretty self-explanatory here, and this again, it'll be done by campaign. So if you have more than one campaign, they'll show up here in the list. And then this is where this first one, campaign info, this is where you actually turn on and activate the campaign, so you can turn it on and off. So if I click that there and then click save, you'll notice the red button up there just turned green and says campaign running. Where it was campaign paused before, we'll turn that back off so you can see it again. So that's the first tab there. The autoresponders tab. This is really cool. So this is basically how you automate your responses back to your customers or your prospects. So you have a fallback message. So for example, if you text them and say reply yes if you want this offer, if they reply anything other than yes or anything other than one of the words you've set up here as an auto response key, it's going to just default to this fallback message. So if they reply back with an emoji and it has no words or anything like that, you have your fallback message, which can be kind of a, as we refer to it as the catch-all message, which is a really cool feature. That way something gets sent back to them as an auto response rather than just a blank or a lack of response anyway. So if the opt-in is yes, that. So we can go ahead and save that. All right, and that's saved. So when they send back yes, this is the response, or this is the reply that they'll get. Okay, just as an example. Okay, the next tab here, phone settings. This one's really awesome. This is where you actually buy a phone number so that you can send a text message. So there's only one button. Click the green button. Brings up your menu here. Currently we only have the US under the country. Search by, area code, postal code, phone number. I would recommend, unless you have to have it in a certain postal code or area code, not that it really matters, but we should be adding the state in there as well. That'll be available soon. And then obviously if you want to match, part of the number or all of the number, first or last part of it, whatever you want to do there. This is one of the features that I think we underestimated how popular this would be. It's a really great feature if you, depending on how much you need a local phone number, this can be extremely useful. So one of the easy ones that generally always has something available, 323, like a Los Angeles area code. You click the find numbers and then they pop up under here. As you can see, there's a lot of options there. So if you wanted to purchase that, you just go to select, buy selected. It'll give you the pop-up here, and then you just confirm there. Or if you decide not to, you can remove or you can cancel. We'll go ahead and stay out of that for now. But that's how you buy phone numbers, and we'll go over the general rule for how many phone numbers you need. I don't think most people realize if you're sending a text message, especially if it says the same thing, you don't want to send 20,000 texts in a day or, even in a week with the same phone number. That generally is not a good thing, and phone carriers don't seem to like that very well. So we do limit that to between 200 and 400 a day per phone number, just so you know. That way it preserves your phone numbers and doesn't get shut down for sending too many texts on a single phone number. So we'll keep it moving along here. The other two here, the other two tabs here at the top, these are features that are coming soon, so we won't go into those. You've already kind of seen the inbox. This is for messages that were assigned to you personally. So you'll each have your own inbox, if you have more than one user. Direct messages. This is this is basically a great way to test out your text before you actually send it to hundreds or thousands of people in your list. So direct messages is the right way to go if you want to just, test out and get a feel for how the system works, what it looks like on your phone, that sort of thing. It's a really great feature. We've got a separate video showing the My Contacts, which we've already done, uploaded some contacts in there. We can show, a few additional things on this as well. One of the things is if you're going to add it to a workflow, once that's been created, you come into here, initial SMS message, you click submit there. I'm not going to do that because I don't want those to queue up right at the moment. But that's how that works. And then the last thing on the sidebar menu here is short links. This is a concept that's probably new to a lot of people, but if you're going to send customers or prospects to an actual web page, you're going to want to create a short link. And that's as literal as it sounds. It's a link shortener. So if you have a big long www.com / et cetera, you don't want to have all of that in a text message because you have to be conscious of how many characters your text message is. And it's just easier if it's not 3 or 4 lines of a text message. We've all gotten those big long links, and those are just kind of obnoxious to get in a text message. So if you're going to add a short link, we'll do a separate video for that, but that's a real easy thing. We just have a short key, a destination URL, and a link name, and those are tied to a campaign, so they're super easy to sort and keep separate from some of your other ones if you don't want a big long list of those. So we'll do several other videos, so make sure to check back with us. Stay tuned for those, and thanks for watching.